Ladies and gentlemen, Fight Bananas presents Coffee and KOs Outside the Octagon. We're crazy about fights and jacked on caffeine.
Ladies and gentlemen,
It's time!
tonight's main event is set for one 40-minute interview. Interviewing out of the blue corner, the Coffee N KOs Crew. Being interviewed out of the red corner, Sean, the Butcher Atkinson. Hey Sean, thanks for joining us today.
Appreciate it, guys. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, so another Glory MMA guy, and you got like Glory MMA has been the best gym to us since we started. We're a newer show. We've only been around for like 6 months, and we've already interviewed. It feels like almost everyone at Glory, minus like the big people. No James Krause, no Sanko, no Megan Anderson, but like for the most part, and we have Jason Witt coming on in a couple days. So you guys have been great to us, man. Glory is officially the podcast of Coffee and KOs.
Yeah, I mean, we're a good group of guys and girls, I should say. Yeah, we're like a family.
And so, like, how did you get started at Glory? Are you from the area, and you just kind of, because I know Mo Zwolak, we also interviewed him, and he's kind of from the area, so that's how he kind of got linked up there. But then, like, you have Devin Weber, who lives a couple hours away, and so he moved here to train at Glory.
Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of from the area. I'm from about 35 minutes away. I kind of just one day up and thought, I was like, hey, I kind of want to start doing MMA. So I started researching local gyms and found Glory, and I saw that they had a bunch of high-level guys there and guys that were actually like in the UFC. And I was like, if I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it. I want to do it with the best, and, I'm going to give it my all, like, right out the gate. So I talked to the GM there, Paul, and I came in, he showed me around, and I saw all these high-level pros, and I was like, yeah, this is where I want to be. So I started just doing gi jiu-jitsu, and it just kind of went on from there. I took to it really easily, and I just fell in love from like the first class. I mean, first class, I was smoked. I'd never been more tired in my life, and I think that kind of drove me a little bit to really get into it.
Yeah, I think that's kind of been like the story for everyone. Now, I didn't find an age on you I couldn't find your age anywhere. How old are you?
I'm 24. I'm 25.
Okay, yeah, so still young into it.
Pretty soon, yeah.
All right, so I mean, you still got. I mean, that's still way young in the fight game, but so kind of going back to that, who are you kind of training with mainly at Glory? Is like, so Grant has kind of led us on to you guys, and he was talking about how like James Krause and they kind of pick his fights, or do they pick your fights for you, like Grant and all them?
Yeah, for the most part. I mean, as an amateur, you don't really have a big choice into who in like picking and choosing. It's like, especially right now, with everything going on, it's like, if you can get a fight, you better take it, because you don't know when the next one's going to be. But usually, I kind of just let my manager and James and Grant take the reins. If they think it's a good fight, I'll take it. If they don't think it's a good fight, then I won't take it. It's really pretty much in the hands of them. They know whether or not it's a good fight for me. So I kind of just let my coaches, let them lead the way.
Sorry, I'm coming in late here. My name's Steve. It's nice to meet you, Sean.
Nice to meet you.
Good to see you, Coffee and KOs boys. Did we go over the nickname, the Butcher? Did we get into that?
No. We just asked how he got into Glory MMA. So,
well, I'll have that be my first question. Mr. Butcher, where did that come from? The Butcher.
So I used to I used to be a carpenter, and I quit carpentry to be to do MMA full time. And so, as an amateur fighter, there's not really a whole lot of revenue streams that just kind of take place. So I needed a part-time job, and I ended up getting a part-time job as a butcher. And then I told everybody at the gym, they're like, "Hey, so like, what's your new job?" And I told them like, yeah, I'm an apprentice butcher." And sure enough, they're like, "Bro, that's sick. That should be your nickname." And then from then on, it just stuck.
That just happens to also work out great in the MMA octagon,
really
the
did.
Butcher.
That is an intimidating name. Carrie asked who we were interviewing today, and I said Sean the Butcher Atkinson, and he goes, "Do we have to?
It made me jump a little bit.
It almost
Made me
sounds
jump.
like a serial killer name. So I would say that's kind of intimidating. I'm not gonna
Yeah,
lie.
and like, I mean, with my persona, I'm kind of, laid back, chill. I just not very talkative all the time. So like, it's kind of, I guess you could say it's fitting, but it's more intimidating, as you could say.
Now, did you bring the circular saw with you?
I did not. I did
no,
not.
because I'm a carpenter. That's what I do.
Nice.
So I didn't know if they let you bring if you're using the sawzall. I guess it's pretty much just a bandsaw, huh?
Yeah, it's
and
a
some
bandsaw
knives.
at work and some knives. Nothing too fancy.
So we normally ask almost all our guests, "Are you a coffee drinker?"
I'm not. I'm an
Wow.
energy drink guy.
No, energy drinks. So
Yeah.
what kind of energy drinks? Because I enjoy energy drinks as well.
Actually, I've been on a really big rain kick lately.
Oh yeah, I do enjoy rain.
And then there's this new company out called 3D, and they're a sugar-free, energy drink, and they got like 300 milligrams of caffeine, so it really gets you going.
Do you ever get into like the pre-workout as well, or is it just...
I used to lift a lot before I did MMA. I was all just about lifting, and I used to really be on like pre-workout, and if it had a lot of beta alanine in it, I'd really like that itch, but not anymore, not so much. I really, I do take some supplements, but I really just whatever energy drink I'm feeling that day. That's really it.
So, do you live in the house with Weber and Cash? So they were telling us about you guys' like Dr. Pepper addiction.
Oh God.
And so we obviously know it's a thing because they were talking about it. I gotta ask, so like there's one Dr. Pepper left. All three of you want it. How are you settling that?
Oh God. So they more so are Dr. Pepper guys. I'm a Coke guy. I love Coke. I love Pepsi. But I will drink Dr. Pepper, and it's it's kind of like a first come first serve. But there have been some arguments. There have been. It's usually the last one is whoever bought that case gets the last one. But Devin's pretty hard headed. He likes to get what he wants.
So you guys don't handle that like fighters would handle it. You almost handle it kind of professional, which is
we would.
Not what I expected.
Yeah, I mean, we're pretty calm guys. We kind of. By the time we get home, we're spent. So like, I mean, we do pick on Cash a lot. I mean, he's a little guy.
He was telling us about that. Do you follow his McDonald's diet? You're a big McDonald's guy.
I don't eat a whole lot of fast food. I blow up super crazy. Like I pack on weight really easily. So if I eat McDonald's a lot like they do, that kid's an anomaly. I don't understand how he does it.
Well, he's the flyweight, right? So he's maybe he cuts weight a little bit easier. He said he's only like 5'3" or so.
Yeah, he's only like 5'3", something like that. He only walks around like 5 to 10 pounds over 125. So he doesn't have a whole lot of weight to lose.
And are you fighting at 155 or are you above that?
My last two fights have been at 155, and then my two previous fights before that were catch weight at 150. But since I started dieting more recently, I've lost a lot of body fat. And so like I used to walk around at like, say, between 165 and 170. Now I can't get above 157. Like,
oh, really?
I've lost a bunch of weight. I get a good lady cooking me some good meals. So
there you go.
She keeps me on my toes with the diet and all that. So hopefully in the near future, my next couple fights, I want to start fighting at 45 and then hopefully once I start my pro career, once I, get the weight cutting process down, probably want to fight at 135.
Oh, really? You want to go all the way down to 135?
Yeah, I've been losing weight like crazy. I've been leaning out a lot, so hopefully 135 is an option when I go pro.
See, I feel like that's always a good way to go about it if you can cut the weight. If you can like keep your I don't know how tall you are, but you see a lot of these guys, fighting for the belt right now. They're all like 5'8", 5'9", 5'10". They're huge for 135, so you can get a big advantage in there.
Yeah, I'm not too short. I'm about 5'11", but I'm pretty skinny now. I didn't used to be, but and so I've been leaning out a lot. So that's hopefully the goal. I mean, coaches, ultimately will make the decision for me, but I feel like I could in the future make once I get a little bit more disciplined. Make 135.
Yeah, and I feel like there's always kind of more opportunity. Like even when we were talking to Cameron Cash, he fights at 125, and you just kind of look at the UFC right now, and it's like you win like two fights, and you kind of shoot up the rankings. So
for sure.
It's crazy. I think that's a really good way to go about it.
So we are still here, by the way.
Okay.
Our camera.
I saw you guys cut out for a little bit.
No, our cameras. I don't know what's going on, but we are still here. It's for whatever reason the camera's not cooperating. But were you guys were you affected at all by COVID? So we talked to like a lot of the amateur guys at Glory, and like a lot of them, just tons of fights canceled left and right, and just a bunch of issues due to the circumstances.
Yeah, I mean, training wise, it was we did get affected pretty heavily. We weren't allowed to have like classes and stuff, so we had to kind of sneak gym time in and like do what we could to get training in. I mean, some days it came down to, hey, let's get a couple of us together and let's just go to the gym and do 10 rounds. And so we did that for like a better part of a month, where we would just 4 or 5 of us get together and just go 10 rounds and call it a day. But ultimately, yeah, it affected me. I didn't fight until October, and so my last fight before that was December of 2019. So I took about 10 months off of fighting itself, but I still trained pretty well every single day. Work wise, it took a big toll on me because I used to work for the school district coaching, and so I used to once all the schools shut down, I wasn't able to coach. So that's when I had, and that's like right around the time I quit my job as a carpenter. So that's when I had to get the job as a butcher. And, but I didn't ultimately end up starting that job until like April of this year. So there's about a 4.5, 5 month gap where I wasn't working, and it was kind of tough.
Do you think the outlook for 2021 is any better right now, or do you try to like make up for lost time, like if that's possible? Get like
no. I'm moving forward. I'm trying to get 4 or 5 fights this year. I'm trying to stay active. Work. I'm in a good spot with work, and training's going great. I'm getting 2 days in every single day. Getting good rest, good sleep. So I'm looking to do about 4 or 5 fights this year. COVID permitting.
Of course.
But yeah, for sure. I'm trying to be super active, hopefully by the end of 2021, I want to go pro next year.
I just had a question come to me going back to the butcher. Have you ever trained in the meat locker? Have you ever punched any ribs?
Yeah, I have. I have actually been caught doing it before too. We have this cool little thing that allows us, to separate bones. And I was sitting back there one day, and I was like, I wonder if I could snap this with an arm bar. And so I walked up to it was a cow leg, and I walked up to it, and I put it in a little arm bar, and I just hipped in, and sure enough, the thing just snapped and gave way, and I was like, holy shit, that would work.
Did you get in trouble for that at work?
No. I hopefully they're not listening, but yeah.
You come out of there a bloody mess fighting just a dead butchered cow.
And I'm just like, hey man, I don't know what happened.
Slipped and fell.
Yeah, but other than that, I mean, yeah, I'll walk by and I'll punch a side of ribs, I'll give it a quick 1-2, maybe a head kick.
How do you not? The opportunity's there.
But yeah, everybody at work's pretty cool. You know, they're really supportive. They all come to my fights. So when they see me walking around shadow boxing, they kind of just look the other way.
I feel like that's an athlete thing. I feel like because I was a baseball player, I feel like I would walk around my house and like just pretend to like pitch and do weird things. And my dad would be like, "You're an idiot." But like he just didn't understand it. Like I just feel like when you're an athlete and you love something, like
Yeah,
you just constantly want to do it all the time.
Yeah, we got a problem. I mean, not really a problem, but Mo, dude, he everywhere we go. I mean, it could be Walmart, it could be somebody's house. I mean, we could be just walking to the car. He's shadow boxing everywhere. And we went to IHOP one day, and he knows the people that work there, and they're like, "Yeah, we have no shortage of ghosts here anymore. Mo's pretty well beat them all up." Yeah, so
you got to make a TikTok and just video record him everywhere he goes.
It's hilarious. That guy does not stop. It's so funny.
He seems like he's going to be a savage. Like he's super young yet. Savage. Like, yeah, he seems, I mean, he's hilarious to talk to, but like he seems, I don't know, it's just something about him. Like you could just tell when you're talking to someone, and like for him to be so young, and like, I think he's 6-0 already. And he just seems hungry.
He's doing MMA for like a year and a half, almost 2 years. Like he's a stud, and he's got one of the best work ethics I've ever seen. You tell him to do something, he does it. And he's probably one of the greatest individuals I've ever met when it comes to just, being a friend, being a teammate, and just being an all-around hard worker. He's bar none one of the best guys I've ever met.
We need to get his social media up a little bit. I was noticing when we were going through like everyone's accounts, he only has like 200-300 followers. Like we got to get him on the rise a little bit.
Yeah,
get some attention on him.
I don't have a whole lot, but I try to stay a little active, but it's kind of hard,
He's too busy shadow boxing.
Yeah, he's too busy shadow boxing.
Well, do you need to make his account? You do it for him. Just videotape him, just a little highlight reel of him doing the shadow boxing, post it for him. We'll get him viral at some point.
Oh, for sure.
So right now, when you guys all hang out, obviously you're living together. Do you guys watch the fights on Saturdays like together? And is it like a watching like as a fan and enjoying, or is it like a watching like dissecting the fights and like
they have notepads out there like taking notes?
Yeah.
It's a bit of both, but yeah, for sure. Every time there's a big card, actually pretty much every time there's a card, we're all over at Grant's house. We're watching, depending on who's fighting, we're honed in, we're focused, we're watching. I think it's a good mix of both. We're watching as fans and as fighters, not only dissecting the fights, but really, once you're in it, you're in it. So like watching all these big cards, it's hard not to sit there and dissect them, and then but at the same time be a fan. Like whenever we go over to Grant's house and watch them, like Grant himself, he's a stud. So like being able to pick his brain while he's picking the fights is really good too.
What's it like when you're watching Grant fight, or even like James Krause or Kevin Kroom or any of those UFC fighters at Glory MMA? Is that just like, are people like a nervous wreck, or are you guys just getting like hyped up?
Oh, dude, I get more nervous watching my friends fight than I do like fighting myself. Like, so when Grant's out there fighting, not only is he one of my best friends, coach, but he's one of my biggest mentors. Like when he's out there fighting, I'm white knuckling, I'm sweaty. I'm just like, even though I know he's gonna win, like watching my friends fight, it's a different feeling, But yeah, I mean, when they're fighting, we're all quiet, we're honed in, Yeah. But every time he does something good, which is pretty much all the time, we're up on our feet, throwing our hands in the air. I got some pretty funny videos of Grant on my phone. Last time James fought, when he fought in Brazil, Grant was just going crazy. It's pretty funny.
So who is the best lightweight in the UFC not named Grant Dawson?
And not Khabib.
I don't know. Right now, 155. I'm a Conor fan.
So he's gonna get it done against Poirier.
Oh, he's knocking Poirier out.
I think he is too.
If he doesn't get it done in the first, he's getting it done in the second.
But if he doesn't get it done in the second, the tides kind of start to turn towards Dustin.
They might start. It might. I mean, it might. But I'm Irish too, so I gotta rep my boy.
And then so with Grant, like I feel like he's kind of flying under the radar and kind of has been for a while. Like when you see him in the gym and then obviously it translates into the UFC, like do you guys really believe like, he's going to be like the next guy up? Like he could be like a top 10, top 5 guy at some point?
Oh, for sure. He's gonna be champion here in a few years. This guy has the best work ethic. How he fights in the cage is how he trains. And you cannot stop that guy. That guy, once he puts his mind to something, he gets it done. And when he says something, he's going to do it. So it's I've never worked with anybody that has the mindset that he has. It's so impressive to watch.
I think the one thing with Grant too that sets him apart from everyone else aside from Khabib is his wrestling. Like most of the guys in that division are purely strikers, and that's kind of really it, other than Charles Oliveira. And I feel like, Grant is just, his wrestling is just better than anyone else. I feel in the top 5, other than maybe RDA is like a legend, obviously. And then you have obviously Khabib. But if Khabib goes away, like he's top 1 or 2 wrestlers maybe in that division.
Yeah, Grant's wrestling is phenomenal. I mean, we have guys come in from other gyms that are known to be wrestlers, and Grant just puts it on them. Like Grant has probably one of the hardest styles to beat. And they say he's not a striker, but I tell you what, that guy's got some striking. That guy's got some hands. I mean, me and him spar a few times a week, and that guy can strike. Don't sleep on his striking. He's good. He's really good.
I feel like when someone's usually that good at wrestling, a lot of the time they say that people just won't really necessarily train wrestling. They'll train strictly striking because they know if they get into that position on the ground, like they're going to be fine.
Yeah.
Is that something that you guys usually do, is kind of like not focus on your strengths necessarily, but try to just get more well-rounded?
I mean, yeah, we're a well-rounded team. That's really what we focus on. We're an MMA gym, so we train MMA. It's mixed martial arts. We do striking. We do jiu-jitsu, wrestling, we do everything. We do a lot of stuff that a lot of other gyms don't when it comes to grappling, when it comes to striking. And I think that's really what sets us apart is our mentality and like how we work. And not only do we have the best coaches around, but we have some of the best fighters around too.
So we don't want to keep you too long. We actually have another interview too. We would love to have you back on though, because this has been great. But we have a couple questions to kind of round it out. We always kind of do like a little rapid fire. So one thing I love to ask, is there anyone in the UFC right now that you feel that you could match up against right now and beat?
Right now? Ooh, geez. I don't know. There's some killers in there.
Come on, you got to give us someone. Mo called out Chase Hooper right away.
I feel like I could knock him out.
He is the number one target from Glory MMA. Everyone calls him out, and I love it because Derek Minner, we had him on. He called him out. And now Grant, and then you have Mo. Like they're just all. I feel like Grant would break this dude in half. Like
it wouldn't even be fair. Like Grant would maul him. And honestly, I think I could outstrike Chase Hooper if. I mean, the only thing he could do is if he gets me in an ankle lock, maybe. But I feel like I could outstrike that guy all day long.
What do you think about Cameron Cash? He called out Kai Kara France, which I thought was kind of funny.
I liked that. Yeah,
it's kind of an aggressive pick, to be honest.
Yeah, it is an aggressive pick, especially for him. But yeah, I mean, Cam, he's good. I mean, he's definitely a force to be reckoned with in that division. I mean, he's definitely somebody to keep your eye on. So. He's a spunky little guy too. I feel like he could do some damage.
Stop picking on the little guys. Kerry and I are short.
Hey, I'm sorry, but
but we're not one.
He does it to himself.
We're not that weight class.
We're short, but we're like heavyweight short. You know what I mean? We're making heavyweight weight, or maybe light heavyweight. Favorite movie?
Favorite movie? Oh, I got a few. Favorite movie lately are. It's that new movie with Charlie Hunnam, Arthur, where he plays King Arthur's son. Yeah, Arthur. Yeah.
I haven't seen that. Is there any shot that I would be able to pick your walkout song?
Any shot.
It's okay to say no because I feel like most people say no.
I'm down for anything. You know, I'll walk out to anything as long as it's something good and something that's gonna pump me up.
Oh, the single ladies.
That's not bad.
Are you like a rock guy, rap guy? Like, what are you listening to?
I listen to all of it. I mean, I've walked out to like 3 different genres now. So I walked out to Wolves by Big Sean. Before that, I walked out to God, what was the name of that song? It was more of like a Nordic Viking song, like a war song, walking out.
All right.
So I'll walk out to anything. As long as it gets me in that mode.
I sent this song to Cameron Cash. He didn't respond, but it's okay.
Hey, he doesn't respond to me, and I'll be in the next room.
Yeah, it's called Bulls on Parade by Rage Against the Machine. I am convinced that song is the best walkout song, and I've never heard anyone ever come out to it.
Huh. Never heard it. I'll give it a listen.
It's a banger. I'm telling you that song is good. That would get you hyped in a second.
Just the intro of that song, I feel like alone would be prime.
Yes. Yeah.
Nice.
100%. If I was a fighter, that would be my song.
Well, for sure. Send me the link, and I'll give it a listen.
Alrighty.
I got a quick question.
Yeah.
I was looking at your Instagram. I saw, obviously you're kind of big into tattoos, but did I see a paper airplane on your chest?
Yeah, I got it.
What's up with that?
So, me and a bunch of buddies from high school, we're actually all still friends to this day. We were all really big into Wiz Khalifa growing up, the whole Taylor Gang thing. And
okay.
So, but it's about 10 of us now. We're all still friends to this day. We all went in and we all got matching tattoos, and we got the little paper airplane, and we actually got it in memory of a friend that passed away whenever we were in high school. So, because he had it, and so we were like, what can we do to commemorate him? And so we all got matching tattoos.
That's badass.
Yeah,
respect that.
I'm a big tattoo guy. I'm always getting tattoos.
All right.
No question.
Marvel or DC? That's the only question I have.
Marvel.
All right. Good.
No one's gonna say DC.
So far, I was gonna say everybody's answered correctly.
3 for 3 on that one.
I mean, I'm not a big Batman guy or anything. You can't really beat it.
All right. Yeah, I agree. Marvel all the way.
Marvel all the way.
All right. I'm gonna take us out here.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Coffee N KOs Crew has called an end to this interview, declaring the winner by knockout, Sean the Butcher Atkinson.
Once again, Sean, thanks for joining us. Ladies and gentlemen, if you enjoyed that interview, don't forget to follow us on Instagram and Twitter, both at the Trainwreck00 and the Trainwreck.
What are you talking about?
Sorry, wrong podcast. Coffee N KOs 1. Oh boy, that's gonna make the blooper reel. We'll see you next time.